Good afternoon, good people. Welcome to another Two for Tuesday Grief and Motivation Talk with me, Kanisha Nichelle. As I've shared before, that we are going to start doing these Two for Tuesdays because Tuesdays just seems like the day of the week where it's just kind of blah. Monday we're kind of excited, especially if we're working and we've got projects we're doing. And so Monday we're excited. Tuesday, it's not quite as exciting because you did everything you were supposed to on Monday. It's not really close to the weekend, so you're still waiting and wondering to see where in the world we're going to get to for the weekend. And then Wednesday, we got Hump Day Wednesday. Thursday, kind of see the weekend on the horizon. And then of course Friday, it's the weekend, we're not doing any work. And so wanted to start doing these talks just so you could hear some perspective and answer any questions that you may have as far as how to navigate and to process grief that you may be experiencing right now. As you may know, that I lost my parents 13 years ago, and now I'm in a space, in a healthy space, where I can help others who are entering or navigating the grief and loss process. So before we get started, I want to just go over a couple of announcements. So on August the 10th, I am starting a 5-day beginners journaling challenge. So if you have never journaled before, or you've heard of it, you know what journaling is all about, getting a notebook and just kind of writing down your thoughts and feelings, but you don't really have a lot of structure around it, you could join me for a 5-day journaling challenge that will begin on August the 10th. And so that link will be live later this week for you to sign up and register. It is completely free to participate, but this is another added component of going through the grief and healing process. Some of us may not be comfortable with, just talking about everything that we're feeling with just anybody. You may have a core group of people that you tell your innermost thoughts to, but when you're at home and late at night and, you have some level of respect for your friends who, may be doing other things, or they have their own families, and you just feel like, I don't have anyone to talk to. Journaling is a very therapeutic tool to use to release all the thoughts and emotions and feelings that you may be holding inside. So if you've never done it before, or you just kind of want some structure on how to do it, join me August the 10th for this 5-day challenge. Also, August the 15th, I'm going to host a workshop entitled How to Support Someone Who's Grieving When I'm Sorry for Your Loss Doesn't Feel Like Enough. So being on Facebook and Instagram, a lot of people, of course, have lost their lives to COVID-19. And I see a lot of messages from people who are, the person who's experienced the grief, that other people just don't know the right things to say, or they say the wrong things, or, people have good intentions on, telling you, your loved one, they're in heaven now, they're not suffering anymore. When they say things like that, they have good intentions, but it's not the right thing that you should say. And so I want to host a workshop that will help educate people who have never experienced a traumatic loss, a major loss, to know exactly how to handle someone who is grieving, who may have lost their spouse or a child or a parent or a sibling, someone in their immediate family, to where it is almost like a gut punch to them. I understand, and we say it too, that, you just don't understand, or you just don't know until you walk in these shoes. And so people just say whatever, thinking that they are being supportive and saying the right things. But it's unfortunate that sometimes what they say, it can be hurtful to the person who's grieving. So I'm going to host this workshop on August the 15th, like I said, entitled How to Support Someone Who's Grieving When I'm Sorry for Your Loss Doesn't Feel Like Enough. Okay? And so that will also be available for you to sign up later on this week. I will, of course, make a post of when you can sign up for that. That'll be a free workshop to attend as well. All right? So, few more announcements before we get started. If you are ready to start your healing journey, if you know that you need to have a starting point since you've lost your loved one, then I have a free I Will Live Again bundle that includes journaling prompts, affirmations, some self-care tips, things that you can do right now that can help jumpstart your healing process. So if you visit iwillliveagain.com, then that will give you the information that you need to just put in your first name and your email, and that bundle will be sent right to you. I forgot to make my header here. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get better with remembering everything. There we go. All right, sorry about that. And then, lastly, if you aren't aware, I have published my first 2 books, which are coloring books and affirmation journal combinations. This one is specifically for grief and loss. So mending broken pieces, coloring affirmations, and journaling for healing through grief. So if you are entering into your grief season and you're just looking for ways to unleash the things that you're feeling and start to put pen to paper to start that healing process, this book is available. And then if you have not lost a loved one, but you want to produce more gratitude and manifest more good things in your life, then I have the I Choose Me, an affirmation coloring book and gratitude journal that is specifically for you. So both are available on the website. You can click the link in my bio and it will take you straight to the link to be able to purchase. They are $20. They include a pack of crayons as well. Since we're in this coronavirus pandemic, I don't want you to have to leave the house to buy crayons for a coloring book. So they come and include a pack of crayons as well. So let's go ahead and get into today's 2 for Tuesday. I apologize for the dog that is barking. I usually try to do this outside on my balcony because it's very pleasant, but there's a dog that is underneath me that is extremely loud, so I apologize in advance. So today's 2 for Tuesday, again, remember, I like to just pull some information from one of my prayer and healing journals. So today, July 28th, says, may your thoughts focus much more upon what you have than what you lack in this trying time. May your heart lay hold of present realities rather than future possibilities. For this moment, the noun, is in front of us. Whether we are sick or healthy, this juncture in time is a place we share. Let us be blessed in this moment, safe in our knowledge of God's plan for us. Let us simply be in God's presence just for this moment. And so when I was reading this and preparing for this talk today, gosh, the 2 things that came upon me was the fact that we need to be present right now. And I know I struggle with this. I'm always thinking about what's next, what's in the future. And even the Bible says that we're not supposed to worry, that God gives us enough strength for the now, that He only gives us enough daily bread for today, right? So when we are in what we're going through right now, it's hard not to think about what's ahead. Hard not to wonder, will my bills be paid? Will I ever get over this sickness? Will this grief consume me for the rest of my life? Will I get a job? Will my kids go back to school in the fall? It's hard not to think about the things that are important and that are pressing right in front of us. But God gives us enough strength to get through this day. We've got 24 hours to get through one day. And so He gives us enough strength to get through today. Tomorrow is not even promised. Today is Tuesday. We may not even live to see Wednesday. So here we are getting stressed out and worried about, Wednesday or next week or next month. But we may not even live to see tomorrow or next week or next month. You know, the things of yesterday are gone. We can't change anything that happened yesterday on Monday. It is gone. We will never see July 27, 2020 ever again. And so what we have to focus on is being present right now. And so don't feel like you're struggling with that by yourself, because I know that I do. You know, I've shared with you all that, you know, I was laid off in May. I still have not found a job and have gone back to work. And so it's hard to not be focused or concerned about, you know, how am I going to pay my bills? How are we going to keep groceries on the table? You know, unemployment is, the benefits are ridiculous. You know, I have paid taxes to this great country, and yet I'm in a time of need and I can't even get what I need. And so it's really, really difficult not to be concerned about the future. But God tells us that we should only be worried about today, and not even be worried. We have to remember that where we are right now is exactly where He's positioned us to be, good, bad, or indifferent. This is where we're supposed to be. And so He's going to give us the strength to get through this day. He's going to give us the power. He's going to give us the resources to do what we need to do to get through this day. And once we get through this day, He'll give us enough strength. If, Lord willing, we wake up and we wake up to see tomorrow, He's going to give us enough strength to get through tomorrow. So my 2 for Tuesday talk today is to be present and then to ask for what you need. So to be present, we just talked about, focus on where we are right now. We cannot change the past, and we cannot dictate the future. You know, we cannot be concerned about what's going to happen tomorrow or next week or next month when we may not even live to see this. And so we've got to be present where we are right now. Take it all in. Do what you can do, and then let God do the rest. So I'm not saying that you have to sit back and just, you know, oh, well, I know God has got me, so I won't do anything. You know, that's not what God is saying. And it also says in the Bible that faith without works is dead. So you can have the faith that God is going to provide and that God is going to do what He said He's going to do. But you also have to put your feet to the pavement, and you have to get in the trenches. You got to give God something to work with. You know, I've had a pastor say, you got to give Him something to work with. If you don't have a seed in the ground, if you're not working towards something, you know, if you're not building that business, working on your marriage, you know, trying to, you know, get your child in order, if you're not doing the work on your own, you're not giving God something to come into and to step in and to make that thing work. And so being present just simply means understanding and knowing that where you are right now is not where you're going to be forever, but that you are going to do what you can do and allow God to do the rest. And then the other 2 for Tuesday point is to ask for what you need. I know I struggle with saying, hey, look, I'm in a tough spot right now. Can you help me with? Or my emotions are all over the place and I just don't know what to do. Can you pray for me? You know, sometimes we get in our own way by not simply speaking up and saying, hey, look, you know, I know you love me, and I know that if you were in a tough spot, you asked me, I got you. So, you know, right now I am in this tough spot and I need some help with this. If it's monetarily, or you just need some support, you want somebody to talk to, you want to bounce ideas off of somebody, you know, any of those things. You've got to be in a space where you can ask for what you need. Now, of course, you want to ask somebody that, you know, you trust, and you don't want to just ask the world, you know, put on social media, hey, can somebody loan me $100? You know, definitely not saying that, but you definitely want to get into a space that if you're lacking in an area and there's somebody that can help you or bless you or encourage you or just be there for you, then you got to speak up and get what you need. You know, nobody's oblivious to what's going on right now. This pandemic is running rapid. There is not one single person on God's green earth that has not experienced something within this pandemic. Whether it's a loss of job, someone's lost their life, they've been diagnosed with COVID-19, unemployment, you know, whatever. Somebody everywhere has been affected by this. And so don't feel like that you're going through this by yourself, because clearly we're not. You know, I had to remind myself of that, you know, I try to have a woe is me, like I can't believe I'm laid off again. But I had to realize, Kenesha, there are 30 million people that have filed for unemployment. You're one of 30 million. So don't feel like that you're going through this by yourself. Don't feel like you're the only one who is struggling right now. The whole world at some point has felt the hit of this pandemic in one way or the other. And so you just have to ask for what you need. We've got family who love us. We can't say that we don't. And even if it's not, hey, you may have met somebody here on these social media streets and began to have a relationship with someone. Don't be afraid to say, hey, can you pray for me? Or do you mind, in your quiet time that you remember my name? Any one of those things are ways that we can ask for support and to get what we need in our time of healing. So again, our 2 points for today for 2 for Tuesday is to be present, to remember that tomorrow is not promised, that we should not worry about tomorrow or the next day or the next week or next month, and that we should be focused on right now, right here and now, because God gives us enough strength to get through this day. And then 2 is to ask for what you need. That don't feel ashamed that where you are right now is a tough spot, that we've got people and loved ones and friends around us that if they were in this predicament, they will probably ask us. And so we should be able to have the confidence to say, hey, look, I need this. Can you pray for me? I need somebody to listen to me. Just having it tough right now. Can you be a support? So just want to thank you for joining me for my 2 for Tuesday. We'll be here every Tuesday between 12 and 12:30, where I'll just share some information and just give some motivation on how to start getting that healing that you need in your life, and to continue to motivate you that whatever you're going through right now, it's not going to last forever. It may feel like it's lasting forever. It may feel like it's never going to come to an end. But I promise you, as someone who has overcome grief in its worst form, that tomorrow is a brighter day. And that if you're willing to do the work, and that if you're willing to just stay fast and just continue to believe in yourself, and to know that what God has for you is for you, and what He has for your future is much better than what you've been through, then I promise that you too will be able to survive and overcome and have an amazing life. And so if there's anything that I can do for you, please feel free to send me a DM. I'm always available to answer questions or to pray for you. But I look forward to seeing you here next Tuesday. Take care and have an amazing week. Bye-bye.